It's been a while since I've done a whack-a-mole, so here's one recorded on St. Patrick's Day. Now, there's no guarantee I'm gonna grab any Irish music because it is a random 5-pick. This has been going on for several years now, 5 years. Whack-a-mole is my random pull of 5 records, and I present them to you randomly in the spur of the moment. So, welcome, and let's go. 5 random records. 1, 2, that's a stretch. 3, 4, 5. Young Shakespeare, another in the Neil Young archive collection of live shows that he put out. He puts these out about once every 2 months, it seems like. This was from, I think this is from a 71 or 72 concert. First time I ever saw Neil Young was at Winterland, just before Harvest came out, after the Gold Rush, which is my favorite Neil Young record. Linda Ronstadt opened up and then sang a little bit with him. But just another of the archive series. I don't even know where this is recorded, to be honest with you. So, thanks everyone. Thanks everyone. Tell me why. But he does these songs. Was this anyway? Neil Young solo acoustic. If you want only one record in this period of Neil Young live, get Massey Hall in Toronto. It's a stunning sounding record, great performance. But all of these, I'm an all-in Neil Young person. This is a great set from the Young archives. These, as these artists get older, they continue to perform, perform. He's putting out new records, still new music, but he's, I think people are looking back on their lives. Dylan does it the best in terms of the bootleg series, the archive series. But Neil Young's doing it now. Joni Mitchell's doing it. A lot of other kinds of rock bands and artists are doing it. All the power. You buy what you want, what works for you. You stream it. Anyway, but I love this music. Now, this record is something that has been so... I was going to use the term overdone. It's not overdone when music becomes and is accessible and available for everyone. Now, this happens to be an audiophile version, which is amazingly one of the best sounding versions. This is the 45 RPM version of Folk Singer. Muddy Waters, obviously a blues artist, but crossed over into the country folk blues thing. And this was recorded at a time when the big American folk revival was happening. So obviously he was sort of coaxed and pushed, which I think he gladly did, to do a record more in the folk sing than straight ahead blues. Muddy Waters has crossed over and does, I'm one of the great bluesmen of all time, obviously. But this is one of the most stunningly, beautifully recorded records. But again, the music is what makes it. This 45 RPM brings you in the room. Now, this is the acoustic sound version. This is the 40/45. They also did a 33. Best version you can get, either of these. Now, maybe most people should go for the 33 if it's still available. It goes in and out of print. Mo-Fi did a version of it. I have heard it. It's not as good as this. This is where the audio analog production does better. There are regular, normal, mere mortal versions of it. But I would say if you want to spend some money on a folky, bluesy record, at least a 33 Analog Productions QRP edition. I think this was originally done in 2011. There's been subsequent pressings, and of course it has your promo sheet that's always included. But there might even be I think Mo-Fi did the big box, but I wouldn't spring and pay that much money for this in a box. This is the sweet spot for these type of records. You don't need excess packaging. This is amazing. And QRP, the pressing plant wing of Analog Productions and Acoustic Sounds, did this so beautifully. So I applaud them, and it sounds great. That is one of those records that you play it, and if no one's heard it, it's awesome. It's a beautiful recorded, but musically, it's just really a great record. Wow, this is from a series that Light in the Attic has been ongoing of the Lee Hazelwood. I think they've done every Lee Hazelwood record and every Lee Hazelwood record you've never heard of. And this is Lee Hazelwood with Anne Margaret. And the lady and Anne Margaret, the cowboy and the lady, of course. Look at this wonderful, fun setup, probably at some backlot Hollywood cowboy location in LA, Southern California. And of course, obviously that would have been a fun cover at the time, but of course it wasn't happening. Now this was in a way, Lee Hazelwood had his own label too, and he did some great stuff. And obviously most people know him from his collaborations with Nancy Sinatra, and he wrote These Boots Are Made for Walking, that Nancy had, probably her biggest hit. And of course, Some Velvet Morning and collaborations they did together, and great production. He had his own label too, put out the International Submarine Band, which was the first band album with Graham Parsons in it that has been reissued. But Light in the Attic is in this whole great series of Lee Hazelwood, really a deep dive. And I have maybe 5 of the records. I kind of wish I had grabbed them all when they came out. I missed them. They're harder to get now. They're doing a really wonderful series reissue of Nancy Sinatra. So Light in the Attic, great Seattle-based reissue label. They do a lot of archival stuff. I did a little featurette on them several months ago, so check that out. But this is a great record. Didn't do as well as the collaborations with Nancy Sinatra and Lee Hazelwood. And in fact, I don't even remember seeing it back in the day personally, but I just, I adore this. It's just it's a cool record. It's fun. It's a fun record. Okay, now, here we go. This is the Spanish, is it Spanish or Italian? I think it's a Spanish. Yeah, this is the Spanish cover of Sticky Fingers of Rolling Stones. This happens to be a reissue when the anniversary issue came out several years ago, remastered and all that doo-dah stuff of Sticky Fingers. I think it was a special release cover that Urban Outfitters have. Ironically, it was Urban Outfitters where you had to go to get this cover. Now, this is what's weird. The Spanish didn't like the zipper and the bump and the Joe D'Alessandro nude or tidy-whitey bumper below that great zipper cover designed by Andy Warhol. Their first record they did after leaving London, well, London in America, but APCO, Alan Klein's label, and signing their own custom label with Atlantic Records, Emmett Erdogan, and they did that great, wonderful album in 1971, 72. But this is the Spanish one. I mean, you think that they didn't like a guy's package in a zipper, behind a zipper, but fingers in a can is okay. Come on. Que lástima. What the fuck? Anyway, that's the Spanish cover. Cool cover. I love it, but I'm thinking, really? They don't like, anyway. And lastly, this is a reissue. I have several of, this is, I don't know what label this is. Sun Records, obviously, we know the whole story of Sam Phillips' Sun Records label with Elvis, $1 Million Quartet, Johnny Cash, Elvis, R&B, blues, roots label. Well, we didn't call it roots in those days. It was R&B and country and rockabilly. And of course, this is a collection, the best of the Sun Records session of Howlin' Wolf, one of the great, again, another great blues singer. I Got a Woman, Come Back Home, My Last Affair, All in the Mood, Bluebird Drinking CV Wine, Howlin' Wolf, one of the great bluesmen also. So we got some blues in here. No Irish music today, but we got some blues in Whack-A-Mole. If you can hear the music in the distance, over the Shire, over the hills, it's Sinead O'Connor's Irish album, which is a great record. I don't know if that's coming through or not. It's just kind of, I've been playing that in the morning here and enjoying this music. So Sun Records it exists today. They've been reissuing some interesting records. Chris Isaak, ironically, has been on there, but he has got that kind of Roy Orbison sound, vocal stylings, and he really fits right into the whole like journey and direction of Sun Records, blues and R&B, and just great stuff. Johnny Cash as well. So thank you for watching the Whack-A-Mole. Have a good weekend. Mazzy loves you.